Hi, welcome to February's quick album review. And this month I decided to add something to the video and to the upcoming videos, and that is a favorite song of the month that is in one of the albums that's going to be mentioned, and my favorite single that came out that month. It can be one or two singles, depends how I'm feeling that month. So that's going to be at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into the albums that I listened to in February, let's talk again about Pinegrove 1111, because that's the album that I talked about last month and said that I would be coming back to and see if something clicked, because I thought there was like something that was keeping me from liking this. But as it turns out, nothing clicked. After listening to it again and again, going to the gym, listening to it, then it just didn't do anything. I listen sometimes music while going to the gym, and I did it for this. I did it while morning in the bus. I tried to look at the lyrics, and it just didn't do it anything for me. The only songs that really stuck with me that are like really something to talk about are the first two, Alaska, and the first one I've already forgot the name about. But the rest, I just don't know. There's nothing too special about it. So in the end, I decided to give this a 6. But now let's move on to the albums that came out this month in February. And let's start with 2 Chainz, Dope Don't Sell Itself. The only real part that I enjoyed from this album was the one old man that started like talking or saying shit at the beginning of one song. I think it's the second song or whatever. I found that to be funny for some reason, but besides that, it's mid. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know. 4 out of 10. Mitski's Laurel. I haven't listened to Mitski's last records, and I know I should because I've heard good things about him. But going into this record, I had listened to 4 songs already, 4 singles. The Only Heartbreaker and Love Me More were the ones that stood out to me. And in my opinion, listening to this record a couple times, it felt like Love Me More did like carry the album, because it was a good single when it came out, and for me it's an amazing song by itself. And when looking at the album while listening to the album, it was the only real song that stuck to me from beginning to the end. But one thing that I have to say about this record is that while listening to it, and then like just for a second listening to the lyrics, some things I was just like, oh wait, what? It caught me off guard a lot of times, and there's more than just that. 7.5. Korn with Requiem. It's just bad. I didn't like this at all. Like, I couldn't even finish the record. I just got tired of listening to it. Now the big boy of this month, or at least one of the big boys, Black Country New Road with Ants From Up There. Critics love it, and I do too. I was first of all afraid of listening to this record because I didn't really understand the last record. It was just like flew past me. I listened to it, but it just didn't stay. I saw everyone rate it very high. I saw everyone loving it. I was like, you know what? Let me want a review first. So I decided to watch Brad Tasty Music's video about it, him react to it, just so I can like listen to it in a way with someone else talking. I don't know. It just felt better doing that first than jumping into it straight blindly, because I think I would have disappointed myself otherwise. After seeing his review and his video, I was like, all right, actually this could be something that I could enjoy, could like, and could like listen to it for the next couple of weeks. And I was right. I love this record. I gave it a full listen, and I was first of all kind of weird about it, because the beginning sounds like the first song is kind of weird in a way that you wouldn't expect, let's say that. But it just moves on from it very quickly, and it grows like exponentially just to build up on something, on an amazing finale. I love that last song. Basketball Shoes is my favorite song of this record. Snow Globes, Good Will Hunting, Concord, those are amazing songs. I have nothing bad to say against them. maybe something about snow globes. But I just love those 12 minutes in basketball shoes. Those few last minutes just made me cry. Like those explosive moments at the end actually made me tear up. It was so explosive, just so incredible, and it just blew my mind. And it stuck for me ever since. I've listened to this album I don't know how many times. I repeat the last three all the time because those are just like the sequence of those three are just perfect. Like honestly, I don't have nothing bad to say against them. Besides maybe Snow Globes, there's one part where I'm not too sure if I getting it. There is the one drum part at the beginning where it feels like the drum started and also then a voice. I don't know if that's a mixing issue or if they actually did it by choice. It could be like confusion because to me it sounded like confusion, like the artist or the singer was confused and the drums were confusing him, the song, and everything in general. It could be that. It could also be just a mistake. Could be some other interpretation. Could be nothing at all. Without that, listening from front to beginning, it feels always like a new experience. The beginning is nothing like the end, and it's something you should try, and it's something you should listen for yourself. That's a 9.5. I know it's not a 10. It is close to a 10, but there's just that one bit missing. Spoon with Lucifer on the Sofa. It was good. Like I say for a lot of these records, the later stages are a bit forgettable, or at least I forgot most of them. What I like the most is the transition from The Devil and Mr. Jones to Wild. That transition, when I heard that the first time, chef's kiss. 7.5. K.Flay, Inside Voices, Outside Voices. I know these were like 2 EPs. I remember seeing that somewhere, but I saw it on my Spotify that it came out this month. I saw on Album of the Year that it came out this month. So I'm gonna take it as this month. And I gotta say, it just, I don't know, it sounds like it's trying to be catchy every single time. Like every single song tries to be a different way of catchy while staying the same. And it's too much. It's just too much. At one point, it's just obnoxious. After a while, it just starts to being uninteresting. Like, yeah, it's catchy. And sometimes, and a lot of times, catchy means good. And some parts do seem fine. Just too much. Tone it down. 5.5. Alt J with Dream. Sometimes it actually feels like they're doing like the same song forever and ever. They just trying to do breeze blocks for 10 more years. But there are some things I can say about this record besides that it's forgettable. Because even though some parts may be because I've listened to it a while ago and not since, there are some good parts. I like the start of the record. The first song actually is nice until a certain point. Like if they kept or they experimented more with the, like those vocals, I think the choir, I forgot if it is a choir, but of that first song, like the first part, I would not mind listening to it more. Like it actually sounded good. The ending of Happier When You're Gone also was very, very good. During the song Chicago, there's an amazing guitar riff, like honestly impressive guitar riff, but it just leads up to nothing. Like I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be good. This is going to... What happened? Did I... It just leads to nowhere. 6.5. Beach House. Once, twice, melody. Na 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 na. I love this record. That was so cringe. I have nothing to say about this. I really feel like the one SpongeBob meme just elevating, or the one guy just like floating. Every time I listen to Beach House, that's my like feeling, like my mindset when listening to it. It's just like, holy fuck, I have ascended and now I'm floating. Yeah, it's a 9. Metronomy, Small World. It was really forgettable. I listened to it once time. I was like, nothing big about this. And one comment on album of the year did like for me perfectly say what this feels like. It feels like elevator music. You hear hear this in the elevator? Yeah, it fits. 5.5. Conway, the machine. God doesn't make mistakes. He made me though. I don't know. Mostly because I feel like this could grow me. The ad libs, I sometimes get tired of ad libs. Like there's this type of ad libs where I can get behind. If it's not too much, I don't care. Most of the times it's fine. But if I hear it all the time in the background and it just starts annoying me, then no. What I want to say is too much ad libs is also not perfect. Not to my ears at least. But it felt like a good record. Felt like there were a lot of good moments. And yeah, maybe with a few more listens, this rating could go higher. But at this point, I'll just leave it at a 7 out of 10. Big Thief, Drag New Mountain, I Believe in You. That's not only a big ass name, but also a big ass album. And holy fuck, it's so damn long. I tried to listen to this record and couldn't get halfway into it because it was so long. I arrived at my station or whatever. I was like, oh shit, 4 songs I've played. So right now I'm editing this video and what I'm saying doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna try again one more time. What I want to say about this record is it just feels like it's so damn long, even though it's a reasonable amount of time. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes or so. That's an okay, maybe above average. Like Twin Fantasies 1 minute and 10, I believe, but Donda is like almost 2 hours, and I went through that with no problems. But I had a lot of trouble going through this album because I just stopped at a lot of places because I was like, nah, I don't want to listen to this. It's just taking me too long to even continue or to see something valuable with the other 50 minutes that's coming to me. Even though a lot about the songs were good, it just felt like the album by itself was just going on for too long than I could handle at that point. There was like I don't know, was it a banjo part in one of the first songs, which I just couldn't get behind. And just in general, that country type music, that country side of music, it's not my cup of tea. But leaving that out of the spotlight, there was a lot of good moments. Promise is a Pendulum. It felt just like a very warm hug. And listening to that, I was just feeling good. Like, I actually thought I was receiving a hug during that song. It was just good. And Simulation Sworn is an amazing song. It was an amazing single and is an amazing song. Nothing more to say about it. Now, let's talk about the song of the month. For me, you probably have guessed it. It's Basketball Shoes. I just love this song to death. It's 12 minutes of pure bliss. Nothing more. Perfect. The single of the month, I said before that it could be 2, and I'm going to put 2 singles on here. First of all, Rosalia with Soko. It's just an amazing, and I've not really been, and from the last singles that she's put out, there wasn't one that I could say it's as good or better than this one. This just feels like an amazing single, and I'm starting to get hyped for her new record. Even though Chicken Teriyaki or whatever it is, it's not that okay. It's okay. It's mediocre. I look forward to listening to her new record. And the second single that came out this month that I also love, that I want to mention is Denzel Curry. It's Satoshi featuring Soul Tie. I loved Walking, and I love this song. It's just a perfect continuation to it. Denzel Curry's new record is going to be fire, and I'm all up for it. So this is it for February. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you don't, and see you next time. Bye.